Gina Rodriguez is a beauty with a gun in Miss Bala as she tries to rescue her friend who's gone missing. Oh, and if you've seen the trailer, Anthony Mackie's in this, but like for 3 minutes. This is based off the 2011 film of the same name, and in this, Gina Rodriguez plays an American who comes across the border to Tijuana to visit a friend, and while at a club, her friend goes missing, and now she's just wrapped up in this craziness of this, not really a cartel, but this gang of, I don't know, outlaws, maybe? They're definitely criminals. They run guns, they run drugs, and they're just downright mean. And what she's trying to do, though, is get her friend back. Find her friend, first off, and then rescue her and bring her back. Both Gina Rodriguez and Ismael Cruz Cordova are the standouts in this, in their lead roles. And Cordova is really, I mean, he just has an immense amount of charisma and these deep green eyes that just really draw you in. And it's crazy because we don't know if he is like a good bad guy or if he's just a bad guy, because sometimes we want to trust him, but we're not really sure we should. And I love that. I mean, he did his character so well and played it so good that, I mean, you see Gina Rodriguez being drawn to him, because we as an audience were also. The movie's an hour and 44 minutes, but it feels way longer than that. And that leads me to one of my two main issues with the film. The first is how long it actually feels. I mean, sometimes when you watch a movie, you can pinpoint when, oh my gosh, that scene just drug on and on and on, or they sat on that character forever for absolutely no reason. They should have cut that down, got rid of it, and sped up the film a little bit so that the pace felt good. This, though, I can't think of anything where it was like, wow, they were just sitting on something, or, you know what, they lingered on this, or, gosh, they let it breathe too long. None of that actually stands out to me, but I do know that halfway through the film, I almost checked my watch because I thought it had been over 2 hours already into this thing. And that's not a good sign. But it hadn't. It wasn't even close to that long, but it really felt that way. I wish I knew why, and I wish I could explain to you why I think that it actually does feel long. But just know that it does. I mean, I felt time standing still or going slower. The second issue I have is the story itself. Now, overall, the story is good, but there are points of it that are just lacking or they feel incomplete, and we're thrust into certain situations thinking that, okay, we're going to get all of the answers and it's going to just all tie back together, but not all of it does. And then you also have some just weird character moments or weird character arcs, and you're like, well, first off, I don't even know enough about this character, and then they're doing something that maybe, I don't know, is that stick with who they are? I don't know, but it feels weird that it's happening and then I'm watching it, and so I noticed that. We have other characters who I guess we're supposed to be invested in, but I don't really feel that we are because we don't know enough about them, or we don't have enough time with them to really feel some good empathy for them, other than, well, okay, hey, they're a human, and we feel bad that either they died or, they got kidnapped or something happened to them, whatever that happens to be, that, okay, sure, we should have this level of empathy. But as far as a character goes, some of them just aren't well developed, and so I'm like, The action is great, and the two leads together are outstanding. I mean, they worked well together. They had this real chemistry that was believable, and I loved it. I also like the fact that they don't make Gina Rodriguez all of a sudden some gun-wielding, just sharpshooter assassin. Like, she can just pick up a gun and just take people out, single shots, no big deal, just snipe them and be good to go with a headshot. No, because that doesn't fit her character. I mean, she's just this makeup artist who doesn't have any gun experience that we know of. And when you see her pick up a gun, she's tearful and she's, fear of the gun. And so it doesn't make sense if they had made her into all of a sudden, some Linda Hamilton type of just being able to take things, or, you have Ellen Ripley just going to town, because that's not who Gina Rodriguez's character was. And so I really like that they stuck true to her and didn't make her out to be something that she wasn't. I do think that you can have a great time watching this film. I mean, yes, there are some pacing issues, or at least time issues, where you feel it a little bit, and some of the story is a little bit wonky, and so it's lacking in just certain spots. But overall, I thought it was a good watch. I had fun watching it. I can see where they're going, maybe if they choose to do some kind of sequel, or at least an offshoot of this. There's no sex or nudity, but there is a lot of profanity and plenty of violence. I give Miss Bala 3.5 out of 5 couches. What is your favorite action movie with a female lead? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell icon because that lets you know when I upload new content. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.